There are places in the world even the gods pretend to forget. Beneath the shattered cliffs of western Nareth, where the land itself seems to recoil in fear, lies a rift, a scar torn deep into the bones of the world. They call it the Hollow Below. 4 strangers stood at its edge, not for gold, not for glory, but because no one else would. Act 1. The Descent. Ilarion, the elven blood hunter, knelt at the rift's lip, silver eyes narrowed. His blade, jagged, blood-tempered, older than most kingdoms, trembled in his grip. He'd followed whispers here, the same whispers that haunted his sleep. Beside him towered Braca, a Goliath warrior with a broken horn and a smile as sharp as her axe. She laughed once, deep and genuine. "If we die, elf, I'll haunt you, just to hear you sigh dramatically." Behind her floated wisps of smoke and ash. Calroon, the fire genasi wizard, his voice soft, his stare volcanic. He rarely spoke, but when he did, the world listened. And last, scrambling over a rock with a mess of blueprints and bomb pouches clinking at his side, came Nib. Goblin, artificer, coward, genius, and surprisingly, the one who had called them together. "This rift, it's growing, like it's eating the world from below. I don't want to go down there, but someone has to." They descended into the dark. Act 2. What sleeps in the hollow? The hollow was alive. It breathed. The tunnels pulsed faintly, as if the stone itself was also alive and wrong. Walls wept a slow black ichor that burned cold to the touch. Arcane symbols, etched by no hand, flickered in and out of existence like memories trying to forget themselves. And deep within, time twisted. Footprints left seconds earlier aged into dust. A dropped ration turned to rot before it hit the ground. Calroon watched one of his spells unravel midair, as if magic itself was being digested. Something was feeding down here. At the heart of it, they found the truth. A jagged core of obsidian suspended in midair, surrounded by the bones of creatures no one could name. And wrapped around that core, coiled like a dying thought, was the thing behind it all, a shapeless mass of sinew and shadow. No face, no eyes, just hunger. It spoke, not in words, but once. "Give me one, and the rest may leave." A test, a bargain, a lie. Act 3. The Bargain of the Hollow. The 4 stood in silence. Braca stepped forward first. "You'll choke on me, beast." Then Ilarion, calm, resigned. "I've already died once. I remember it well." But it was Calron who turned to Nib and said, "You knew, didn't you?" Nib didn't answer, because yes, he knew. He'd built a device, one that could collapse the hollow in on itself, but it had to be triggered from within. He smiled then, a small, sharp, terrible thing. "I'm not brave, never was, but I built brave friends." Before they could stop him, he ran into the dark and was gone. The hollow screamed, stone cracked, shadows burned, and then silence. They awoke outside the rift. No trace of the monster, no trace of Nib, just a single soot-stained note scribbled with grease and goblin ink. Tell 'em I was taller. This was the tale of the Hollow Below. If you enjoyed this tale, subscribe for more epic D&D stories, and remember, sometimes the smallest hands carry the weight of the world, and in the deepest dark, the brightest light is the one you never see coming. Until next time, stay brave,